but they will pick it up the moment they see that line of drizzle that's been spread across the track to absorb all the substance, oil that came out of the race car in that clubman's race. So it's almost time for API Property Management GTI Challenge race number 2. Right, GTI main title sponsor, API Property. Series sponsors is Willworks, Spice Maker, Authentic Autos, Alpine Auto, Hydrocore Hydraulics. Series partners, Table Bay Glass, Snap Change, MTK Quality Eggs, Ferrari Motorsport, RUE Digital, Racebook Media, and suppliers Contra Signs, Dunlop, G&A, and NDT Dyno Services. Right, Gaza, as they make their way down that back straight towards turn 5.
So moving their way around towards the start-finish line, round number 2 for GTI Challenge. That's sponsored by API Property Group. A big thanks to them. Looks like property management guys are seriously getting involved with Kalani. Lion Property Management being involved as the main sponsor as well. That in place of Wingfield Motors, 10 years back-to-back. That was the Wingfield Power Series. So GTI Challenge, these guys are doing a lot of homework.
So Gary, Nathan Victor just made his way out in the pits. They were going to make him a pit lane start. He was waving his arms out the window and he got the go-ahead to go. He's making his way now into a Castrol corner.
That's a nice way to say it. He was flapping his flippers violently inside the car, actually. But well said. He was asking if he could be released so he could actually go race.
So otherwise he'd have a hell of a mountain to climb coming from the back end of Class C. So he has been released, so the grid marshals are going to have to, should I say the grid officials, will just have to give him a chance to work his way to his grid slot in Class A.
Frankie, you notice the difference on the grid. They are now split with a bigger gap between the different classes. They were literally back-to-back as we see the man on his way down the back main. Nathan Victor comes flying around the last corner. Let's hope that all the comms is in place and they will be quite aware that there's still one car that's going to be coming up towards the grid. So on the invert, that means that Nathan Victor starts at the back of Class A. Victor and Boosie alongside one another at the back of Class A. Geldenhuys and Jabir alongside one another. Remember, Geldenhuys started on the front row of the grid in heat number 1, and then Cup and Marie at the front. I'll tell you what, Cup is not going to be an easy man to beat for the likes of Geldenhuys, Boosie and Victor. Thompson and Abbas on the front of Class B. John Henry Vaughan from Mario Roo. Kalfi is on the third row alongside Van Eden. And then Asen Jabir at the front of Class C from Leiden Moona. Then the big hitters, Van Eden and Fontini, that's standing behind them on the third row of Class C.
Lights go off. Class A, B and C launch off the lines all at the same time as they work their way down into turn number 1. And it is a heck of a sight to see these drivers go to war as they work their way out of turn number 1. Now let's have a look and see the Class A cars. Boosie and Victor's going to have a mountain to climb if they want to try and get up to P1 and 2. It's a G&A car that sits out there in P1. It is a Skull Geldenhuis, Jandre Marais. He's right in that fight as well. Then it's Ian Cup. Then behind Cup, we've got Dylan Jabir. Behind Dylan Jabir is Marco Boosie, followed by Nathan Victor. That is those cars. There we see classes B and C work their way through the screen, and we pick them up, Gaza, as they work their way through Interceptor.
So it's going to be one massive big fight once again at the front of Class A, but Class B is also everybody on top of one another on that invert. I think Class B is going to be just as big a battle as the front end of Class A. Remember, Cup and Boosie coming off the front end of the pack. There is no doubt they're going to try and hold on to that as long as they possibly can. Dustin 4, you're probably going to see Dustin 5 as well.
While Class A is going through 5, I want to have a look at Class B. We'll pick them up. That's the Class A cars that's working their way out of Fostron corner, and there's nothing between them. A look at Victor and Boosie trying to pick them off one by one. It's Kalfi that leads them. Kalfi from Ryan van Eden in that second spot as they come down towards us. Is it Van Eden? It is indeed Van Eden. Then it is Wilshire that sits there in third spot, followed by Rue Thompson and a bus. The Class C cars are still making their way. Well, they're making their way into turn number 1. It's Zach Leyden that leads them from Tristan Jabir and Daniel Muna. But back to the Class A boys that are working their way out of Castrol.
Geldenhuis has got a bit of a gap, but that Class B battle, we've got to get to that soon as well. That's an amazing one there. Geldenhuis has got a bit of a gap. Now remember, race number 1 did not work for Geldenhuis. He started on the front rather good, dropped down to 4th. Now he's got a bit of space. Can he hold out on the rest of the Class A guys as they work their way through? Sorrel Sweep, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th in that group. Very, very tight. Let's go back to that Class B battle as it goes through Sorrel Sweep.
Yeah, that Class B battle is there's Mohammed Kalfi, Ryan van Eden, Carl Wilshire and Mario Rue. That's the group of Class C cars that is working its way down the back straight. But we need to go back to the Class A boys. They are working their way out of turn 5, out of Fostron corner. It's been led there by Geldenhuis. Skalkie Geldenhuis sits there in P1. Cup was in P2. He's now at the back of the slot. It is Marco Boosie. Then it's Victor. Then it's Jabir. Then it is Marais. And then it's Cup as they race down towards 1. Here comes B.
Yep, here comes Class B. It's Kalfi from Van Eden. Wiltshire right in there as well. He's been passed by Rue as they go down towards turn number 1, the front end. Kalfi, when he gets to the front, you don't get rid of him that easily. Although, if anybody knows how to make the move, it's going to be Van Eden.
Class C is working its way out of turn number 1. It's been led there by Daniel Muda from Dylan van Eden. Zach Leyden is in that fight. Yeah, they come into they're putting a lap there on Brent van der Schuyf for Race Driver SA. He's just right out the way there. Is van der Schuyf, although he is in Class B, but it's Muna van Eden, Leyden, Fontini, Ace, Levy, Schroeder, and Ferrolli. Nose to tail, those group of Class C cars.
Geldenhuis has now pulled away at the front end of Class A, and he's got Boosie that's got a bit of a gap as well. The battle for 3rd position and the 4th position, Jabir, Marais, and Cup. That is where the battle is in Class A as they work their way down into Pertamina Fastron, Cape Town corner, turn number 5.
Well, there's still 6 laps, including this one, to go when they cross the line. There will be 5. Class B is now making its way through. There they go. And we have a change of lead in Class B. I think we have a change of lead. We've got 2 cars in the wall in turn 4. Sorry, Gary. That was just picked up here by Geordie. It's 2 Class C Golfs that's in the wall on the outside exit of turn 4. There the folks at home can see it on the monitor and their TVs.
Right, we go back to our leaders. That's going into turn number 2. Geldenhuis, Boosie, Victor, Marais, Jabir and Cup. Here comes Kalfi leading out Class B. Van Eden's right in there behind him. Rue has got a bit of space now from Wiltshire that's moved up 1.
Well, as you're speaking about that, I just saw Dylan Jabir's car was way out of shape in Castrol. He's okay. He's still ahead of Ian Cup as we watch these Class B cars filter out of a Castrol corner. and it's been led there by Mohammed Kalfi, and right on his heels is Ryan van Eden. Van Eden is hot on his heels there, followed there by Roo and Walsher as the Class A cars are racing down into 5 fast run.
Geldenhuys is doing it all right. Geldenhuys from Boosie, from Victor. See a bit of dust still there in the background as they work their way through Pertamina fast run. Look how close it is. Marais Joubert, very, very close. But let's go back to the entrance to turn number 5 and look at this one. Here they come through now. Colfi not having it his own way. As we said, if anybody knows how to get in there, it's going to be Van Eden. Never count Roo out. Oh, all over the top of the curbstones. That Class B battle. Thompson, Weiss, Abbas, they all together. Van Escape is in there as well.
Yep, and so is Sundenberg. They're all in that fight. Heading down at Volskink in that fight as well. But let's go. That's the Class B cars that we are seeing going through turn number 1. Where the Class A cars, they are heading towards turn 3 now. There's 2 Class C cars, and then we've got the leader of Class A busy making his way out of Interceptor. That is Geldenhuys. Skull Geldenhuys. He puts a lap there on the slower Class C car. He's got Marco Boosie right there. No overtaking. Those cars are standing on the exit on the outside of 4. Ooh, another Class C car that is in trouble there. That just pulls off. That's becoming a dead car park there on the exit of 4. Saddle sweep.
So working on the basis of you're going to park it behind something that's standing there already. It's probably the safest. Geldenhuys having the race of his life. Remember, Boosie, in the absence of Umpi, got the win in race number 1. Can he do it in race number 2? The problem is a young lad called Nathan Victor, because he's closing down on them.
Yeah, yes, Nathan Victor coming through your shot. Then we've got Dylan Jabir, we've got Marais, and Ian Cup just moved onto the inside of Marais. Is he going to nail him? Ian Cup through on the inside. Yes, he gets him. Cup gets his nose into turn 1 ahead of Jean-Andre Marais.
Well, that's the Class A battle. Let's go to that Class B battle as they work their way down into 1.
Yeah, that's a lovely fight. That's Mohammed Kalfi. He's got Van Eden in there behind him, followed there by Roo. Carl Walsher will not be too far behind. Where's the Walsher car? There it comes through your shot now. Tail end of a Class C car as you watch these Class B leaders heading towards turn 2 Castrol.
Another battle working its way down towards turn 2 Castrol corner. Going to end up with a pretty much side by side as they enter the corner, giving one another less than a half a meter of space.
Well, if we can go back to that turn 1 or even stay here at turn 2, we can wait for the Class C cars to come through. That's Fontini, Leiden and Schroeder. As with approaching 2 laps, the Class A boys are heading towards 5 fast run.
Is Boosie closing? It was 0.7 of a second behind Geldenhuys on the previous lap. I think it's closer. I do think it's closer. Is Victor closer? 1.4. Yes, I do. I think Class A is closing up.
Yeah, it is getting a lot closer now as they cross the line. Here we go. Here comes a Dylan. Is that Dylan Jabir? Yes. Then we've got Cup that's got his nose past Marais, but Marais is going pretty slow. Here come the B cars towards us, and it's still Mohammed Kalfi that leads them out from Van Eden, from Roo. Then we've got Class C car, that will be Walsher that comes across the line. Thompson is in that fight as well, and right behind him is Abbas, who's now actually ahead of Thompson heading into 1.
Yep, behind that will be Weiss, Van der Schyff, Sandenberg and Volskink. That was the order that they were the previous time they came around. But here comes Battle Royal. Who's going to lead out in Class C?
Well, across the line, let's have a look and see. Is it Fontini? It is indeed Fontini. Leiden is second. Zak Leiden. Ace has dropped down to 3rd position in class, ahead of Schroeder, Hubert and Levy. Class A heading back into turn 5 to end their penultimate lap and start their final lap.
Well, It was 0.795. It stayed exactly the same. That means that Geldenhuys Jr. has equaled out the efforts of Marco Busi on the second last lap. Can he do it for just one more lap? And just to give you an idea of how quick they are, Nathan Victor has not been able to close down either. First, second, and third in Class A. The next battle behind that for fourth, fifth, and sixth, that's the one we're looking at now. That is Jabé, Cup, and Murray. Having said that, let's go back to the entrance of turn number 1. Here comes Class B. Battle Royal, led out by Colfie.
I remember Marais pulled off the circuit. That's why he's dropping down. So it's Colfie, Van Eden, Roo, and Walsher. And as close as you can say that, or as quick as you can say it, that's how close they are. Working their way out of one, heading now towards turn 2, and that is Castrol Corner.
We're actually missing out on that Class C battle. We need to pick up on Fontini. Let's see if we can get him. Here comes Fontini now. He's about to come over the line.
Right, so as Fontini makes his way out of turn number 1, the leaders are heading into turn number 5 for the final time into Fostron Corner. This is indeed the flag lap. And has Skull Geldenhuys done more than enough? There's a car that's pulled off there. That is Ace, I think, that's pulled off. But the checkered flag is out. The checkered flag is out, and well done to Marco Busi for coming home in P1. Busi, Geldenhuys will only finish in third behind Victor. Then it is Jabé, followed by Ian Cup, and no Gendre Murray.
Yep, he's dropped right down. So we wait for the next cars to come through. That'll be the Class B battle that's coming towards us now.
And that will be Mohammed Kalfi. That will come home in P1. Kalfi will finish that one. Roo will come second. Now Van Eden limps across the line. He finishes third. Then it is Walsher and Abbas. Nose to tail. Thompson and Van der Skyf. Followed there by Sandenberg. And right on his heels is a Volskenk.
Yep, that's as close as it gets.
Actually, Volskenk, sorry, Gaza, ended behind Weiss.
And then here comes your Class C battle as they come towards the line.
Yeah, as they all take the checkered flag in Class C. And Class C was won by the Goffin Cooper outfit of Mark Fontini from Zach Leyden. What a progress from Western Province karting to main circuit, young Zach. Ross Schroeder finishes his race just ahead there of Tristan Hubert, followed there by Reza Levy across the line. Then it is Finneran, Ferrolli, and Van Eden way down in class. We would have thought he would be there with Fontini, followed by Davids.
So Class winner Busi from Victor Geldenhuys. Class B, Kalfi from Ruan Van Eden. And then Class C, Fontini again up front. Leyden doing a brilliant job as the newcomer there. And Schroeder that picks up 18th overall and 3rd in class.
Well, some great racing. Gaza, here's a couple of replays. This is where the problem started in Class C. And that car was just all out of shape. And, well, that's the reason why Van Eden... Whoa, bang, right into the wall. That is very hard. Folks, this is for the people watching the production at home, for you people on the track wondering what are we doing. But it was chaos as you see the marshals run. And that was the other car that pulled off a nice little set. That looks like a dead car park there on the outside of 4. But, oh, that car is in bad condition. Thank goodness the driver is out and walking. He is fine. I've got this, I ain't got this. I got this, I ain't got this. I ain't got this. Man, that was a hard hit for the people watching at home. It's a pity we haven't got big screens around here, folks, and you can see what the people at home are seeing. Well, that's just the same replays they're showing us over and over again of what happened in turn 4 in Saddle Sweep.